Top of the morning. Hello, good afternoon to all you wonderful coaches. Cheers. Tea on a Friday. There's nothing better. All right. Parking lot. Now, there was no parking lot last week. I was on vacation. I had family in town, and we had a wonderful time. My sister from Ireland was here for a week with her husband and her kid, her 6-year-old kid. It was a very, very cool. I hadn't seen them in 5 years. I've not been able to fly just with some health stuff. So they came and visited. So it was pretty cool, I have to say. All right, let's jump into the parking lot questions. We have a few. All right, Hojang says, I'm reaching out to women leaders to ask about their unique challenges and a way to advertise women leaders community. I think people are more open to help and share their experience than hear a sales pitch. What other creative ideas could I try to reach out to women executives and get their attention? One of the things that I've done and has worked very, very well is to find out what it is people are struggling with. So very simple, Hojang. You find these people, whether you know them from a past, I was going to say incarnation, but a past job or a past career, or they're on a group. Maybe you're part of a Facebook group for women leaders, and you can ask them, what are you struggling with? What are you really struggling with? And then ask them, would you like some help with that? I'm happy to give you an hour of my time, no obligation, no selling, just a great conversation. And let's see if we can help you to move past this or to solve this or to create a possibility where right now there's only a problem. Is that something that you'd be interested in? There's no obligation to do any coaching past that. This is my job. This is how I give people an experience of coaching, and I'd love to help if I can. And I have found that to be more beneficial and more impactful than trying to do a sales pitch. Sales pitch doesn't work. So try that, Hojang, and see where it goes. Okay, next question is from Avinash. How do I drop the coaching stuff and just be more human when I am with a client? Now, this is a pretty good question, because when I started coaching back in the days of the dinosaur, back in the days of teleconferencing, conferencing. Okay. That's a hard word to say when you're sober. I can't imagine how it would be to say when you're drunk. But I would be trying to impress people. I would tell them, yeah, I'm a professional coach, and yeah, coaching could do this and coaching has done this. And I was always kind of like trying to impress people. And what I found, instead of trying to impress people, what you can impress upon people is good questions, good listening, acknowledging, hearing what they're saying, reflecting back to what they're saying, asking them questions they've never asked themselves before. Talk to them in a way they've never been talked to before. And so, how to drop the human stuff? It's really, really simple. When you're with another human being, just be yourself. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Oscar Wilde. You don't have to drop the human stuff. You just have to put yourself in the client's world. And if you can do that through listening and asking questions, hey, why is that important to you? Tell me a little bit more about that. Wow. And get really curious about the person. You don't have to worry about dropping the human stuff. You can't drop the human stuff. Try dropping your skeleton. Try dropping an arm. You can't drop the human stuff. We're human. It's okay to be human in the session. So step into the session, listen, ask questions, and get curious. It's why Catherine Casey will always tell you, and told you in the classes before, the biggest thing that you can do is to be curious, because when you're curious, you put yourself in the client's world, and that's very powerful. Now, the other thing you can do, one of the things that I did that was really helpful, is you can set an intention. So the Erickson principles, you know, the client's not broken. There's nothing to fix. Client has all the resources, right? Client doesn't need you to fix them. And so you can think about, what is it? A lot of the times we're trying to impress a client, or we're trying to fix a client, or we're trying to solve the problem for the client. We take responsibility for the problem. We take responsibility for the result. That's not our responsibility. Our responsibility as a coach is to show up, ask questions, listen, and get curious. That's our job. The results, not our job. Action steps, not our job. That's the client's job. So one of the things that I used to do in the early days, I was always taking on, I've got to fix this client, and all my human emotions and all my human fix-it stuff from my family, you know, long time ago, would come up, and I would get rattled, and I'd be trying to impress the client instead of really just being there with the client. And so one of the things that I did was, I got a little, you know, 4x8 card, put it on my computer, and it said, because I was always, my human stuff was, I have to fix the client. I have to get a result for the client, especially because now they're paying me. And when you start getting paid for coaching, a lot of this stuff comes out. It's a great question. So one of the things that I did was, I put on a card, 4x8 card on my computer, and I read it every time I was going into a coaching session. And on the card said, Dermot, the client doesn't need you to fix them. Show up and have fun. And I would read that out loud 3 or 4 times before I went into the session, to remind me that my job is not to fix the client. My job is to listen, ask questions, and get curious. Okay. Last question is from Hujang. Thank you, Hujang, for bringing these questions. And thank you, Avinash. Also, people who showed interest and even offered to chat don't respond when I schedule a meeting. Any ideas how to keep momentum from initial interest to an actual meeting? Yeah. And bring this up in class, Hujang, because this is very, very normal. I made this mistake many, many times. So let's say you have somebody that is interested in a coaching conversation with you. They say, yeah, I'd love to chat. Now, most coaches say, okay, well, I'll send you an email, or, you know, just email me, or blah, 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 blah. When someone says, I'd love to chat, in that moment, like a doctor, if you go to a doctor and the doctor says, yeah, I'll take a look at your leg, you don't go, oh, well, I'll send you an email and maybe we'll meet next year. The doctor says, here's my schedule. Here's the times that I'm available. Pick one. So when someone says, I'd love to chat, you say, wonderful. Here's some times that I'm available next week. Monday, 10 to 2, Friday, 4 to 5. Which time would work for you? You are asking the prospective client. And you get them to acknowledge and confirm that, hey, yes, I am interested, and let's book a session. So when they say, hey, next Friday, 2 p.m. would work, you say, wonderful. Now, here's the thing, the bridge, Hujang, that you might be missing. You want to say to the client something to the effect of, I'm going to send you a Zoom link for our call, and I'm also going to send you homework and some resources. So the next day, you send off the Zoom link, the Google Calendar Zoom link. They put it in their calendar, and you say, hey, we've got 60 minutes together, and these 60 minutes could be life-changing. They could be the most important 60 minutes of your life. This could be the most important conversation you've ever had with another human being. What's the result you would love to get by the end of our 60 minutes? Now the client is thinking about the conversation, which they weren't before. They were thinking, oh, I'll just help this person out, little 60-minute session. Now they're thinking, oh my God, wait a minute. This person is a professional. This person, I haven't encountered someone like this who actually told me this could be a life-changing conversation. Again, that's on the client, how much engaged they are with the questions that you're asking. So you don't take that on, but you present it in that way, or in a way that you feel, comfortable doing, Husham. And maybe you send them some resources. So if the client is struggling with relationships, email Kim. Kim, what resources does Club Fearless have that I can send to this client about relationships? As being in Club Fearless, we support you with all of that. And you send a book, an audio, whatever you think will help. And you tell the client, please listen to this. Be a minimum of 24 hours before our session and send me your insights. You also say to the client, what's the result you want to get? Please send that result, what you want to get from our session, 48 hours before we meet. Now you've got a resource, you've sent a Zoom link, you've got buy-in in terms of they're looking at what kind of result they want to have. They're going to send you what it is they're going to work on. And then 24 hours before the session, you send out a reminder. Sometimes I'll send out a Loom video, or I'll send out a little email, and I'll say, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. It's going to be a great session. Please come at least 5 minutes before the session. When you get this email, confirm that you got it and that we will see each other tomorrow. Just in the same way that, I'm buying a new car, and they've sent me, 3 texts already. Hey, Dermot, really looking forward to seeing you. We have your car. We just cleaned it up. We had it inspected. We're really looking forward to seeing you at Friday, today at 6 p.m. Please confirm that you got this text. That's my buy-in. Oh, they fixed the car. Now I'm really interested. And so you use it like you would any kind of a business, because this is a business. This is your business. You would when you go to the dentist and they text you and book it in, and give you some homework to do. Hey, fill out these things ahead of time. So you can give the client homework. Listen to this audio, download this resource, read this book, read this article. Let me know what you think about it. And so you're connected. Let's say you have a week before you meet the client. You're connected with the client for that whole week. You can get creative about how, what things to do. So thank you all for all the questions. Wonderful, wonderful parking lot questions this week. I am going to be sending out, I'm going to post it here on the Facebook page, the week ahead, or the month ahead, September, for Club Fearless. We got a great month. We're going to be looking at the joy of getting no. We get to play a game for 4 weeks on getting as many no's as we can. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. Until then, think big, have fun, stay curious, and eat your cabbage. It's good for you.